golden voice of Neal Ruhl. Live on the Woodward Sports Network, 99.1 and 93.5 The Roar, the Woodward Sports app, and anywhere you listen to podcasts. Let's talk some sports. It's Big D Energy.
Yo, yo, yo. Welcome back, everybody. Big D Energy
Big
right
fucking
here.
D. We're back, baby. Let's go.
He's a little aggressive, everybody. He is DMac, Darren McCarty here in the house. My name is Neal Ruhl. We are back. We have Sam Flannel, the legend, Killer, in the house. We got Spencer Raxter, of course, and we have all of you on our YouTube channel, in the YouTube chat. Remember, if you haven't, subscribe. You can get your comments in there. That's how we drive the show a lot of the time. We'll go to you guys sometime and get your thoughts, get you involved. If you're going to take the time to watch and listen to the show, least I can do is read what you think about it from time to time. But we are back. We are in effect. And, you know, yesterday, we'll talk about some stuff that deals with real life and everything like that. But DMac was the man, certainly with the hard knocks and all the juice going on. So you know Darren McCarty had to jump down to Lions practice. The iconic pictures were taken yesterday. DMac and Dan Campbell. And before
a lot of aggression right there. Packed up and stuff like that.
But before we get into vibes and thoughts and everything like that, the man Dan Campbell and the man Darren McCarty. Would Darren McCarty, the player, play for Dan Campbell?
In a second, I think I quote tweeted that saying, "Sorry, coach, I wish I was 25 years younger. I'd be out there biting kneecaps." And you know, the one thing that I really got not only is I've admired Dan Campbell from afar, even as a player, the way he played. I remember him, even though he was hurt when I made the comeback, but even though when I was away, I'm always a Lions fan and stuff like this. But it's just, you always appreciate somebody who is who they are. The big thing for me to go to camp, obviously, I wanted to meet Coach Campbell and just give him, whatever it was, to say hello and be happy and let him know everybody's behind him. And that was sort of the fandom. And it was cool when he told me he knew who I was, and that still blows me away, and stuff like this. But I think that he played football the way that I played hockey. So the one thing I want people to understand as we start talking about the hard knocks and stuff is that I had to go down there to get the vibe, to feel, was everything that I was seeing, what I was hearing, is it real? And absolutely 100% from the press conferences, from Aaron Glenn and Deuce Staley and Audrey Pleasant to being out on the field and watching these guys practice. Work, work, work. That's what you hear. That's what they're all about. It's nice to see, because what I saw there is everybody, and not just the players, but the coaching staff especially, to the behind the scenes, to the PR guys, to everybody else. Everybody's on the same page out there. That's been a long time coming, but to me, that's a start. That's a start, and that's why, to me, it wasn't the same old Lions feeling. So, doesn't mean wins and losses. They know what they have to do, but it seems like they're getting there, and they're preparing that way. I mean, it was interesting the other day when it was a players ran practice. But you only do that if you trust your players that you're going to get the workout. And Taylor Decker said it, well, we should be able to run our own practice. It gives us what we need to do. And I think that goes to show you the trust factor from their coach. And I got that vibe when I was out there, and hopefully they keep improving. It was fun. It was fun being out there watching these guys work. And yesterday, and the one thing too that I took from it is, if you asked me, I was watching the linebackers, watching Barnes and Rodrigo and stuff like this, but the guy, when they were doing the full drills that was around the ball a lot, was Kerry Joseph, in the secondary and stuff like this. So whether that means anything or not, I don't know. But it was such an enjoyable day. Thank you to Eamon and everybody at the Lions for allowing that to happen, to do the introduction. So, little Lion fan Darren was really happy and popped yesterday.
But it was cool to see. It was cool to see all the photos and stuff like that. And Spencer just put it up in the YouTube chat thread. What position would DMac play in football? Linebacker, safety, running back, or slot receiver? What do you think, DMac?
Safety or linebacker for sure. Mm-hmm. Safety or linebacker. I might have been.
See, you sleep even on yourself, DMac.
What's that?
You even sleep on yourself, man. because I already voted, and it looks like I'm the only vote for it. You would be a slot receiver to me, man.
Really?
Absolutely. Dude, people forget, and I told the story here before about, when we were younger and in the softball circles together and stuff like that. Obviously, people don't know it, and your fame is for altercations and such. But people forget, man, the speed in your prime.
I did.
The speed. And you downplay it, and you're like, I was such a choppy skater, and Sergey was a Ferrari and all that kind of stuff. Yes, I understand that. But in real-world application, guys, I'm telling you this. If the ball bounced twice on the infield, he was safe. It didn't matter where it was. If it bounced twice, he was safe.
I was sneaky quick.
Yeah, sneaky fast. It was very obvious fast to me.
I could cover that. Hey, you know what? Maybe that's why when we talk about what I want is that sideline to sideline guy to cover that end around. Maybe that's because in the back of my mind, I didn't get to play, and I think that you're on to something that I think.
And the hands are there, 50-plus goal scorer in the OHL.
Oh, yeah.
I know the hands are there.
Oh, yeah.
See, but that's where I would get you, is I would have you in there, a lesser contract at the slot receiver spot, and you'd outperform the money, and we'd all be happy.
I'm all about team.
Yeah, there you go. See?
And plus, I want to chip block some of these down linemen.
Bingo.
And stuff.
There you go.
I wouldn't be afraid to block a D lineman.
See? Now you see me. There you go. Exactly.
Oh, wow.
Discount to market. He'd be a discount to market at the receiver spot.
I'll play for you, Neal.
There you go. See? I have it all figured out, everybody. I have it all figured out. But obviously, the Hard Knocks last night, we will be getting into it. We have some Lions topics. Oh, by the way, who got cut today? Sam Flannel.
I'm not aware of anybody.
Who got cut today, Spence?
Sean Dion Hamilton was cut.
Sean Dion Hamilton.
Yeah.
That was yesterday. I knew that. So what? There's still more cuts to come. Tom Kennedy's going to be one of them.
No. Easy, guys. Easy.
Okay.
Easy.
Wait, I don't mind that I come back and there's violence being chosen. Just let me know so I can take my gloves off.
Yeah.
What's going on? Are you? Oh wait. So are you? Because I know that the heavies, they're the heavyweights. The Rodrigo, but also you're a Kennedy guy.
Yeah.
Right? Now, Neal, am
Neal's
I
a
the
big
one to bring this up?
Kennedy.
But I'm looking at the stats, and actually I did bring a stat package. I'm going to run and get that during the break. Is the fact that is it good or bad when Tom Kennedy in the last 3 preseason years is on the top of the league leader in receptions and yardage and first downs and stuff like this? What I'm trying to say is we've seen this before, haven't we? We've seen this before in the preseason.
Yeah, absolutely. And we touched on that a little bit yesterday, where it's come time where Tom Kennedy needs to make the roster. And we joked about it. We had the funny clip and stuff like that, because the moral of the story is, if you're going to tell me about preseason games and you're playing for a job and it's all on the line, then Tom Kennedy's done it. Like there are no questions to be answered. He's done it. If that's your setup, if that's what the deal is, if that's what you're selling me is jobs are on the line, then he's performed, he's done it, he's in there. Now, if you want to say, well, they gave up an asset for Trinity Benson, this is a pseudo test, I think, for Brad Holmes. Right now, just based on what I saw from showing us, for me, it's Tom Kennedy over Trinity Benson, if that's the choice.
Here's the whole thing, and this goes back to a conversation about ceiling and floor, right? Where Tom Kennedy, where his floor...
He's operating at the ceiling.
I got in this conversation the other day at dinner, right? Is that everybody's always looking up to the ceiling. Oh, what's this guy's ceiling? What's this guy's ceiling? But isn't it more important when you're building something that what is this guy's floor? Because, at the minimum, what does he give you? Now, to me, Tom Kennedy's in a box, where his floor and his ceiling, it's sort of one story. Right? And that's a good thing for consistency. But when you're talking Trinity Benson, you're talking Khalil Raymond, those are the guys where the ceiling is off the hook. I mentioned to you before the show, I saw Trinity Benson run inside the red zone play, probably about the 5-yard line, where he went back and forth in motion and stuff like this. And by the time that they sprung him, Goff hit him for a touchdown with nobody around, confusion in the backfield and stuff like this. But it's that explosiveness, stuff like this is what they want. A lot of times I think what is a detriment, especially when you get to your fourth receiver or stuff like that, isn't that the guy that you want to sort of be your home run hitter or something like that? Your consistent guy is usually your 2 or 3. You already have your sort of consistent guy in Amon-Ra St. Brown. So I think it goes to the differential of what we want to see. Getting into heart, you watch Khalil Raymond, who's got tons of speed, not the biggest guy, drop a few balls in the preseason and stuff like that. That can't happen. To say that on the other end, Tom Kennedy does he get that? But I guess at the end of the day, when you're building this, what are you looking for?
Then don't, and that's fine. Like, if that's a route, I'm not going to flip out. I'm not going to get Sam Flannel's level about it. If they cut him, they cut him. Like, I'm not. Again, that goes back to me with the backup quarterback and the special teams guy. If you're in a position where those guys are impacting games, then your season's effed anyway, and it's over. So that doesn't matter to me in the grand scheme of things. My point is why, if Tom Kennedy's not going to make the team, then why bother playing the preseason games? Why bother telling me? Why do the television announcers come on and say, well, this is a big game tonight here in Pittsburgh. Jobs are on the line in the second quarter, in the second half. No, they're not.
Yeah.
No, they're not, because you already know. So stop the sales pitch, because it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I think if the Lions wide receiver room wasn't so stacked, if we didn't have such an abundance of talent at the wide receiver room, it would make a difference. It would be a big thing. Like, is he fighting for a roster spot? If he does get cut, I wouldn't be surprised to see him on the NFL on another team, like playing with a group of wide receivers that aren't as deep as the Lions. Because we just, like, 1 through 5, we have guys. Khalif Raymond was our leading receiver for like the first half of the year last year. So, and that's our 5th option. So it's tough.
I think that's the point. At the end of the day, if we're having this conversation, is Tom Kennedy an NFL receiver? Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
But maybe not here.
But maybe not here because what you're trying to build, and if somebody else, like you said, injuries and stuff like that, if you let him go, he's one of the guys that I think you would have to worry that he might slide through the waivers and pick up another team. I agree with you, Spence.
Real quick before we get to the break and then we get deep in the hard knocks thing, I want to address this one from AC, who says you guys are overhyping this team like the Tigers. And I don't know if he means like us in particular or if he means the chat room. And look, the vibe is high, the sentiment's high right now, the hopium is lined up.
Stop for a second. We're overhyping the culture. We're overhyping the fact that that the work's got to be done. We're not overhyping the wins and losses.
Yeah.
I'm not.
Yeah.
I don't think you are.
No.
I think we're
you guys, you know what I'm hyping.
You know what? I am overhyping the fact that, you know what, it's for sure different with this regime than it was with the other. Or for sure the impact and seeing the coaches out there and how the Hank Fraley's and the Mark Brunels and the Antoine Randall-Els and all these guys, Aaron Glenn, they're all involved. Ben Johnson, they're all in the middle of this. So I think it's the culture that might be overhyped, that the fact that it is different.
Yeah,
Wins and losses are still, dude. I think we're still on. There's a possibility that nobody wants to talk about that I think is being brought up here by this comment is the fact that, guys, we could start 0-3, and then where are we at? Is everybody going to be as acceptable? And I don't think so.
Yeah, and AC for me. And I'm not even as up on the coaches. Like, the coach stuff looks great on Hard Knocks and stuff like that. But what are we doing when you're 7-7 and you got to have the game and it's a fourth quarter of a tie game? We're going to find out. AC, the thing for me is in 2024, there's $92 million of cap space with multiple first-round draft picks. This is how good teams do it, man. Yeah. That's a thing for me, and we've never seen that before. I'm not even talking about like coaches and philosophy and buy-in and all that. I'm not. Show me wins, I'll show you culture. Every single time. Show me a winning team, I'll show you a good culture. Show me a losing team, I'll show you a bad culture. Because that's how you're judged, man. Like, that's it. What I'm excited about, and this is where it plays in with the Red Wings too and the Pistons, but definitely not the Tigers, is $92 million in cap space in 2024. Multiple first-round picks next year. This is something this organization has never done, has never valued, haven't even had the people in place to even visualize the concept. That's what I'm hyping. Does that mean wins this year? Probably not. Look at the defense, man. Like,
remember this? Remember this
the clock's still there, man.
The clock's still there. We got one more season to go out, but it's just the fact, too, if you can see why they're going to win, right? And why they're going to win, Neal, is because of the attitude in the dressing room, but also, too, the attitude by the GM with what he's got to work with.
They're going to win because they got cap space and draft picks. That's why they're going to win.
Absolutely.
That's why they're going to win.
Big old clock. Big old clock.
Cintron's a big old energy drink, everybody. That's right. It's the official energy drink of the Red Wings. They've combined all three of their delicious flavors into a limited edition 6-pack sampler box. That's right. Red Wings branded. You can pre-order the limited edition 6-pack at CintronWorld.com/Red Wings. You get to try all that Cintron has to offer. The cranberry, the classic, and the sugar-free. All in one pack. Again, CintronWorld.com/Red Wings. Get energized with Cintron, and let's go Red Wings.
New to the game or a season better? OddsTrader.com has everything you need to make the right bet ahead of kickoff. Begin your handicapping journey with OddsTrader. Improve your edge by finding the best price on every game from sportsbooks in your backyard. Take advantage of the numerous sign-up bonus offers to pad your bankroll. Dive into key game statistics, player performance, and even account for the projected game day weather. Best of all, you can use the OddsTrader bet tracker to keep a log of your action. Welcome to OddsTrader, and best of luck.
A ton of fun, a ton of sports, and a ton of man meat. Welcome to the Woodward Heavyweights, live daily 5 to 7 p.m. on Woodward Sports.
Hey, this is Mr. Kearney, Chief Academic Officer at Academy Warren. I want to welcome you to the brand new field house. The state-of-the-art facility has a regulation basketball court, volleyball court, soccer field. It can be used for 7-on-7 football. Our K-8 academic features AM, PM, latchkey, small classroom sizes, Learning Street, futuristic media center, free breakfast and lunch, Holton Mifflin curriculum, academic games, K-8 athletics, and more. Enroll today at academywarren.net.
What's up, everybody? Neal Ruhl for the Monroe Street Midway. Grab your favorite jersey and join us downtown at the Monroe Street Midway on August 25th for a Thursday roller skating party. Our own Woodward Heavyweights featuring that guy, Spencer Raxter, and Easy will be broadcasting live from the Rollout Detroit Roller Rink with a jersey-themed party starting immediately after with a DJ and jersey giveaway. Mark your calendars. Join the Woodward crew and the Woodward Heavyweights for Thursday, August 25th at the Monroe Street Midway. Brought to you by Bedrock Detroit. We're off and running. Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, reunited, and it feels so good. He is DMac. My name is Neal Ruhl. Sam Flannel, Spencer Raxter here in the building as well.
Can I just please, to the councilman, Robert Closia, where he said, wow, Easy, that's the worst over-the-line swing I've ever seen. Right? Hey, what do I say? What did I say to you the first time I saw that? I go, oh my God, is that horrendous? That guy calls himself any sort of athlete. He's not athletic, guys, so don't worry. Anything that Easy does, except roll around on his back and his guard. Wait till stick gets frustrated. That's all news.
That is it. On our YouTube chat thread, Juice's Ghost says Chicago's going to sign Tom Kennedy away from us, and we're going to be annoyed going against him. Annoyed, but not mad. So there you. Are you ready for that one?
I mean, that offense is so bad, so I think Tom Kennedy could possibly make that team with that wide receiver core, but
wait a minute, I was told Justin Fields was great.
No, Justin Fields, I think he does have a lot of talent.
No, you told me that.
No, I did, because I believe in him, but the Bears made one of the worst coaching hires I could have possibly asked for, hiring Matt Eberflus instead of a young offensive mind.
Which is why that goes into the Bears package.
Absolutely.
Sam Flannel, that's why you can't buy into Justin Fields. The second he gets drafted by the Bears, it's over.
They're living off. They still want to be the Bears from 1985 and do the running game and defense and linebackers.
And have that overrated running back they had that couldn't even score a touchdown in a Super Bowl.
Best running back of all time.
That was nowhere near as good as Barry Sanders, et cetera, et cetera,
Where was the Super Bowl Barry Sanders was in? If you want to play that game, where was his Super Bowl highlights? If you want to play that game, I'll play that game back.
Hey, Justin Fields or Tua?
Justin Fields.
Oh
Absolutely.
My God, is he awful. All right, he's legend killer.
Yeah.
Would you... I know you're
give me the guy that wins 62% of his games.
You're a Tua guy.
Over his entire career. But I know that's just me overvaluing him.
Well, there's context behind those wins.
There
which we've
always
talked
is,
about.
right? Especially when it fits your narrative, right, Sam Flannel?
It's not fitting narratives. It's context. It's nuance.
No,
it's not quarterback wins.
62% of the time, he wins every time.
Quarterback wins is a junk stat that depends a lot on your teammates and your
It's a junk
coaches.
stat that everybody uses as a barometer.
It's not a barometer, though. It's a fake barometer. Defenses, running games, offensive lines, coaching staff, that all goes into it. Every successful quarterback needs a team around them.
All right. Anyway, Sam Flannel,
reminds me of the
we'll go back.
Last night in Hard Knocks. Dusting off the pants, Sam. Dusting off the pants.
He's dusting off the pants right
dusting
now.
off a lot better.
Hard Knocks, episode 3 last night. And, they're following that television script, and it's a lot of what we've seen from Hard Knocks. And, again, I go back to it. Hard Knocks is one of my favorite shows of all time. And Hard Knocks paved the way for the F1 docu-series. Every good series you see, docu-series you see, is literally based on Hard Knocks.
For sure.
And what they've done. And, they're talking a lot about the coaches and stuff like that. And I don't know, again, I watch all the Hard Knocks all the time. And I don't know if it's because I wonder if I have a curse of knowledge with this, because it's my team that I root for that's in here now. And I enjoyed the Pac-Man Jones with the Bengals and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying?
The controversy?
The entertainment / controversy / I'm familiar with all these guys. Although I did not know the Craig Reynolds backstory, with his brother being in prison and stuff like that. I did not know that.
That was pretty cool. And I thought that shout out to the Hammer, Jennifer Hammer, because she brought this up. I saw. But we've seen the many faces that Jamal Williams is entertaining, right? We saw the many faces of him from, you mentioned from his anime to his heartfelt plea about winning games to you look at we're going out, and I think it was imperative where you see where the mindset is. It wasn't Dan Campbell and his coaching staff wasn't preaching the exhibition game. They were preaching the 2 practices where you got to hit other people other than your own team. That's what made it apparent. And I think that, when you see Dan Campbell say, we got to go in and not fight, you don't want to start a fight and stuff like this, but we got to be hard to play against. And I saw the many faces of Jamal Williams. And the thing I think that we hear out of that Dan Campbell says about his leadership and stuff like that, you saw all the faces of it. So that was cool too, because he was fired up, going against in some of the drills and stuff like this. And that's the real stuff that you see or you don't see on the field unless it's NFL films and stuff like that. So that was entertaining to me.
Yeah, Juice's Ghost says, I think Hard Knocks is different for us Lions fans because we have real-time knowledge. And I'm glad to hear that from somebody else, because that's what I was thinking. And look, there were entertaining moments and stuff like that. It's just that, if you're in Montana and they run the Khalil Pimpleton stuff, you'd be like, oh, that's interesting. Oh, that's cool. His parents are out there. But here we know, right? And he went to Central. So, if I remember watching him on the Tuesday night Maction game, I remember him putting on a show against Western and stuff like that. And you knew the odds were going to be stacked against him, right? And you knew, and it was cool to see his parents take it in. When his mom goes, he's playing against the Indianapolis Colts right now. Yeah. I felt like I love that kind of stuff, man, because no matter what, DMac, and I've told you this before, with the PGA Tour when the Rocket Mortgage was here, I love Friday night and Saturday morning way more than Sunday afternoon when the leaders are coming through. Right. I like guys that if this doesn't work out, I got to go sell insurance. I got to go get a real job.
Grinding for the cut.
Grinding for the cut, and I like that more. Because no matter what happens in Khalil Pimpleton's life from here on out, if he gets cut and he never gets a sniff again, and I know it was a preseason game, but damn it, he got on the NFL field.
Yeah.
He got on it. And he was there.
Made a catch. Made a couple catches.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. So, yeah. That's, manifesting your dreams and stuff like this. And a lot of times, we forget about the guy. You got to remember, right? You got to get down to a 53-man roster or whatever that from, 80 guys? That's a lot of guys. And I know you get to bring 16 back, but the chances of losing different guys and stuff like this, I think that, the one thing also is who's going to be the backup. who wins that backup job. And it was also brought, yesterday talking about it around there, is it'll be interesting because Jared Goff's not playing against Pittsburgh, but Tim Boyle will get first team reps. A lot of times I think that the backup guys don't get the first team protection, right? More so. If this offensive line is supposed to be as good as it is and as powerful as it is and going to affect their running game, but it also too could give a guy time. So that I'll be interested. That's one thing that'll be interesting to see, is if, because David Blau's probably got a little bit of an upper hand because he's a little bit more accurate. But
he's turning the ball over though, man.
No, I understand.
Yeah.
But it'll be interesting to see Tim Boyle. Maybe with the fact, if you break it down, how many times has he had first team reps with those guys? That might change the perspective. So jobs are still up for grabs. Guys are fighting for them.
Sam Flannel, your takeaway last night from Hard Knocks. What stood out to you?
One of my takeaways is the Malcolm Rodriguez stuff was interesting. It was interesting to show some of the highlights of what makes him so good is that he was always near the football. Even when he didn't make the tackle, he was always there taking good pursuit angles, just being what a good linebacker is. And I like the conversation Aaron Glenn had with Aiden Hutchinson. I thought it was interesting. It was kind of like a proud father being like, I knew you were the right guy. Like, you've shown me. And I thought that was very interesting. Show us. But one thing that I'm going to say, and I'm about to get ratioed again, and I don't care. I don't give a damn. I'm kind of over the Jamal Williams act. I'm sorry. The whole, him practicing, going in those drills.
I mean, it's entertaining. I get where you're coming from. I'm not prepared to die on the hill like you are about it. It is entertaining, but we have gotten our fill.
No. But here's the whole thing, right? Is if that's where it ends, because you've seen every face of him too, and we haven't seen other guys. Is it because you haven't seen guys that you want to see and you think he's taken away from them, or you don't like guys that are able to express because he's different?
I think he took it a little bit too far in last night's episode. Every single drill, he was going up against that defender, and every time he would beat him, when that guy held him, he would take his helmet off and yell and just woof at them. And if you remember correctly, and I kind of got a little chuckle out of this, after all those drills, when they were going live, the first play, even if it wasn't the first play, but the first play they showed, he dropped a ball that was right in his hands. And I kind of did a little bit of cackling, a little bit of kiki, and ha, stop woofing. I didn't love it. I didn't love it. I didn't love it. I like DeAndre Swift, a guy who moves in silence, who's a little bit more measured and just kind of a low-key guy, because Jamal Williams is getting all of the attention, but you know what else he has? A third of DeAndre Swift's talent. Jamal Williams is a good backup, but that's it. Get him off the TV. I'm tired of Jamal Williams.
So basically, Sam Flannel saying real G's move in silence like lasagna.
Yeah,
what do you got, Spencer?
I love Jamal Williams. Obviously, I'll have to say.
Oh, great! Yeah, he's great.
Great entertainment, but I see Sam's point a little bit, because in the stream after we did the post Hard Knocks live stream with Stick and Anson, everybody's saying Jamal Williams greater than Swift, and I was like, all right, calm down,
guys.
everybody. Like, Swift is the better player, we know that, but I don't mind seeing Jamal. He's the emotional leader, so I like having him on the screen. But one thing I liked a lot out of it was when Deuce Staley and Dan Campbell were in their office talking before they went to Indianapolis, and they were talking about this is good for the guys because when we get to this point in training camp, you need to switch things up a little bit because they've been there before, and that's what I like. These guys are getting tired because it's it's the OTAs, it's the mini camp, it's the training camp. That's a grueling process, and these guys get tired and sick of it. So seeing the guys that have been there before being like, yeah, we know we got to switch things up a little bit for these guys to keep them interested, keep the juices flowing. That was a cool little tidbit, I thought. And the Craig Reynolds story about his brother in jail, him being like, yeah, I don't have any freedom here, and then his brother yeah, I know what you mean, man. And so I'm rooting for him. His brother, that's a terrible thing for him. He's been in prison for what they said, 12 years or something like that. So I'm hoping, I'm rooting for Craig Reynolds. I think he's on the team regardless. He's our running back 3. I think he's inked on the roster already, but still, it gives you a little energy to root for the guy.
Yeah, it's just when they went out and got Justin Jackson,
yeah. I think that puts more fear into Jamar Jefferson and Godwin than it does Craig Reynolds. I think Craig Reynolds is safe.
You think so?
Yeah, I do. I really do.
Come on, Craig.
Come on, Craig.
Well, you know what? If they started calling instead of Netflix, and if they started calling Guardian, as in Guardian Alarm, we'd know he'd be safe because Guardian Alarm, yep, they keep you safe, give you peace of mind whether you're at home, on the road. They're 24/7. Local monitoring makes sure what is important to you stays safe. So, give them a call. 1-800.
Stay out.
That's 1-800.
Stay out.
How many straight days of flannel?
122.
122 straight days of flannel protection, Guardian Alarm, Big D Energy. Give them a call, 1-800.
Stay out. Stay
Get
out,
out
Jamal
of
Williams.
my
Hey,
house.
we love Jamal Williams.
Yes, we do. Guardian Alarm, your local security experts. Tell them Big D Energy sent you.
Hi, my diamonds. It's Crystal with an X. You want to get hot and perfect like me? Here's my super easy routine. Drink at least a gallon of water before you wake up. Attach a weight to everything in your house. Sell your car and just sprint everywhere. Scream when you exhale.
Don't follow Crystal with an X. Do your own thing at Planet Fitness with tons of equipment and free fitness training in our clean and spacious clubs. Join now for just $10 a month and cancel anytime.
We aren't quite sure if they consume more beer or sports. Either way, the heavyweights are here. Live on Woodward Sports, daily 5 to 7 p.m.
It's a great day to get some Centron in your life. Okay. There it is. Centron, here we go. Gotta grab the cranberry. Oh wait, it's 2 for $4. Gotta double up with the classic as well. Centron World, baby. Centron, available at select Krogers, and if you want to know how, go to @CentronWorld.com. You get dope like me. You know what? Why wait? Great taste, guaranteed.
If it's free, it's for flannel. So you know I'm talking Big Frog. Get a free Woodward Sports t-shirt. That's right, a free Woodward Sports t-shirt all month long at Big Frog in Nova. Just stop in, tell them that we sent you. Big D Energy sent you. They will print you out one on the spot. So go to Big Frog Novi today, get your free t-shirt, or visit them online, bigfrog.com/Novi.
Back at it, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neal Ruhl, DMac, Darren McCarty here at the table. We have the legend killer, Sam Flannel. And Sam, I will say this. Yes, there was the, AC, Sam is a shut up and dribble guy.
That stinks.
So some people were, Chef Chris Smith, though, was in support. Says, yeah, I'm done with that too, Sam Flannel. So that you're converting some, I guess.
Well, I never said shut up and dribble, by the way. I just said that I thought Jamal was being a little bit over the top. It kind of annoyed me, and it kind of, I think, was a little piece of humble pie that he dropped that pass when they went live. That's all I said. I'm just getting a little tired of the act. I want to see starters like DeAndre Swift. That's my kind of guy. And when I saw him in episode 2, unlike a lot of people, that didn't give me cause to pause at all. I just think people are hyping up Jamal Williams a little bit too much because he is kind of a rah-rah guy. He does have a gregarious personality, but I don't know. He's the backup. He's a damn good backup, but that's all he is, the backup running back.
Dom Rivera in our YouTube chat thread, he sent a tweet out to us yesterday as well. Anyone want to do a drinking game for next week, Hard Knocks? Every time Dan Campbell says, man, you drink. And Dom, we all got jobs the next day, bro. Like, you can't... You can't ask that of the people, man.
I gotta go into the back and get at least a pound of weed for that stuff. To take a toke every time you said, "Man, I'm down, Don. But I'm smoking."
No, you better. If you're gonna do that,
I mean, like if that's what you want to do. But like Neal said,
guys, if you're gonna do that, you got to clear the calendar the next day. Maybe the next day and a half. You know what I'm saying? You might not come back from that one, Dom Rivera.
Oh, clear the hospital beds for that night, honestly.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of stomach pumping going on after that one. Parag Patel says no one can drink that much. Space Agent 710, by the way, NHL 23 looks like garbage, huh? Really?
I don't know, man. Chell is always one of the best sports games out there.
Yeah.
And I'll believe it when I see it, but I love Chell. I think it's consistently one of the best sports games.
All right. Okay. I got you. Speaking of NHL, and we have a hockey contingent on the show. DMac, I'm going to call an audible in the second hour. We're going to do a Red Wings check-in. Just one segment.
Well, we
just
should
to check in.
The Canadians won the World Junior.
Yeah,
thing
get everybody. We'll get everybody caught up with that. Just one little quick hitter. We'll do it. And we'll do that from time to time. We'll do a Pistons check, just to check in. We're not going to spend a ton of time on it. DMac will get you caught up with everything that's going on. And, I'll remind you how much cap space they have, and we'll move on. And then that'll be it. It'll be great for everyone. But we are wrapping up the discussion on Hard Knocks last night. Cody says the coaching staff threw the players under the bus publicly last night. And you did see... Now we're starting to warm into it, though. While we haven't had the first get your playbook yet, which Hard Knocks doesn't really it's like a playoff series. It doesn't start till someone wins a road game. Hard Knocks doesn't start till someone has to get their playbook. Like that, but they are setting the ground. They're setting the table for it. And you know what? Even if it's one of my guys from the team I root for or a story, am I effed up for this a little bit to where it doesn't, even if I like the story, it's still my favorite part of the show, and I don't know. That's messed up, isn't it?
It's a little messed up.
Sam Flannel, is that messed up?
Not really, and I honestly think that the guy that is going to get the first cut, you're going to expect me to say Tom Kennedy. I think it's going to be Obina Easy.
Yeah.
Because I didn't like what I saw in his practices when he was getting sort of profiled. He looks like a guy who just started playing football 7 years ago.
Because he is a guy that started playing football 7 years ago.
He probably doesn't have all the techniques down, but to be fair, he did look good in that 18-play drive in the preseason, so he did improve, but I think he's going to get the axe. Poor guy. He seems like a nice dude.
And obviously, Cleo Pimpleton, it doesn't look like it fits. He has competition in the return game, too. I think that was the big thing for Pimpleton when they announced that they signed him was, he punt returns. I saw him be electric, obviously, in college, but it doesn't look like there's space in the end for him.
Yes, agreed. Yeah, if Tom Kennedy's not making it, I don't think Pimpleton will.
There you go. But Tom Kennedy is going to make it.
We'll see.
Because when Tom Kennedy makes it, we all make it.
That's fair.
He's America's
receiver.
He's America's wide receiver.
It's going to be between, like we said, Kennedy and Benson. So
YouTube flash poll. Is Neal messed up because his favorite part of Hard Knocks is the get your playbook? For real, DMac, am I messed up because of that? I think it's fascinating television, but at the same time, DMac, I told you those are the stories I like.
That's the Sam.
Is it? See, don't say that. Don't say it like that.
I think that. All right, if you're gonna break it down, because I think why you like it, Neal, knowing you, is because it's a harsh reality.
It is.
It's not the fairy tale where it's all ponies and balloons and ice cream cake and all that stuff. It's the reality of that some of these guys got to go back and get a job.
Right.
Or they're not, this is the last time you might see them, compete or stuff like that. I think it's also, too, you're like I am, is where, okay, this guy didn't make it here, but there's some names that you see and maybe they end up somewhere else and they're successful, or maybe it's one of these things that you remember that guy's name. Oh, he was a good college player. So I don't know. I think that's some of it is because it's your team, you draw into it, but it's also too, it's life. It's reality of life. It's a reality TV. Right?
I
Some
think
people like reality TV, cooking shows. They like the housewives and stuff like this. This is sports reality TV. And the reality of life is people get cut, and you know what? Their dreams are taken away from them. And it's, interesting.
But they still, like DMac, and I think I've told you this story before, right? My goal, as I've talked to you guys before, my goal in my career, I want to be an NBA announcer. I want to be an announcer in the NBA. That's what I want to do. And I've been there a couple times, and I've called Kevin Durant and stuff like that, and it was awesome. What's that?
What did he say when you called him?
When I hit him up. I texted him.
That's
called him in a game and stuff like that.
KD
yeah, called him in a game, and it was cool. Calling the game, and Durant's out there, and Blake Griffin's out there, and it was hype, man. That was a dream, right? Yeah. When I got into this, and I've made it a couple times, and obviously it's not the same because I'm not a player, but the concept is the same. And I'll always say this, and I said this to my wife the first night that I got the call to do an NBA game, is no matter what happens, if I don't get to where I want to go, I got there. If it was 1 night, 5 nights, 7 nights, whatever it was, I got there. And no one can ever take that away. I made it. I made it. And I to this day, I'm proud of that, and that's why I kind of identified with Khalil Pimpleton's mom when he's like, my son is out there playing against Indianapolis Colts. Yep. He made it. If he does get cut, which it looks like he might, that doesn't matter. And people will say that, right? People will say, oh, well, he never made it. He's a bust. No, he got on that field, man. He was in that arena. He made it.
Yeah. No, I totally agree with that. I think more so I like to see, the redemption. Maybe sometimes if it's a guy that gets his playbook cut and maybe picked up by another team or somebody that, has come back. How many times we know that availability in the NFL is number one. So really you have to sort of, we've seen it in the past. You look at Craig Reynolds they call him Netflix because he's watching Netflix. So in football, the saving grace more than the other sports is that it's not really, really over till you say it is, because there might be that opportunity. But it's also interesting, Neal, because don't you also too, because you're a CFL fan, because you're a football fan, that you watch these guys through college and stuff, and then if they don't make it to the NFL, you watch CFL enough where you can pick, that guy played at Memphis, or that guy played here, or a lot of guys have played in the Mountain. Right? As we're getting ready, we're going to be talking college football in the next few days, getting ready for this weekend as it starts off. But to me, that's what it is. And it's being able to see a guy or see somebody that you've watched before. And, yeah, they can't take it away no matter what. No matter if it's an exhibition game or anything else, you got to the highest you could. And then that's a sad reality that there's only so many jobs.
Right, and that is. Prag Patel says, no, Neal's messed up for other reasons, which is fair. YouTube chat thread. Am I messed up because I love the cuts on Hard Night? It's my favorite part of the show.
Somebody said you love $20. You don't even know what a $20 bill is. The guy with 2 furnaces only deals in $100. You know what Neal's favorite line is? DMac, you got change for, I only got hundreds, bro. Can you pick this up? Can you get this coffee, bro? I just got hundreds.
Hey, that's how you stay rich, too. DMac, pick that one up for me. Get that one for me. 53% of you say, no, I'm not messed up. So that makes me feel good, because I thought that was going to be flipped around. But I think that is fascinating television to me, because that's as real as television gets. And, props to those guys for it being out there.
This, actually, I'll caveat it. You go to Big Boy, and then when we come back, I'll tell you, yesterday I was in the press conference, and I'll tell you to this point about and it was one of the coaches, what Aaron Glenn said when he came to the stand, the defensive coordinator.
Yeah, I do. I want to hear that. Just like you guys want to hear about Big Boys, ciabatta, summer salads, hand-dipped shakes, all of it is there at Big Boy. You can try the Chicken Club or the Chicken Cordon Bleu, but if you want the hitter, that is the Sunrise Ham and Cheddar, all on grilled ciabatta bread. Keep it light, too. It's warm. It's going to be warm today. Michigan apple salad, chicken Caesar, Greek salad. The light side's well represented at Big Boy as well. At the end, though, it all pays off with a hand-dipped cookies and cream or strawberry shake. Cookies and cream shake. Like, especially when the bit of the cookie is too big to go through the straw.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm talking about, Spence.
Oh, yeah.
You got to crush it with the end of the straw to get it right. Or you just stick the spoon down there.
Oh, yeah. Go full spoon.
Absolutely. Strawberry shake is a banger as well. You heard it here first. Summer is better at Big Boy. Fellas, let's be honest. We like things to be easy. We like simple stuff, like sports 7 days a week. We like things uncomplicated, like Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. Open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Sign in, sit down, watch your favorite team play, and before you know it, your hair will be game ready. Open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
Game is won in the trenches, and our big fellas don't mess around. The Woodward Heavyweights on Woodward Sports.
It took exploring 50 different formulas and hosting countless taste tests, but we believe Gypsy Vodka is the smoothest vodka on the market. Don't believe us? Ask the owners.
We're Mike and Adam Kazanowski with High Five Spirits Distillery. We're in close to about 1,200 locations throughout Michigan. We wanted to create a brand that was geared more towards freedom, love, adventure, and at the end of the day, we really wanted to tell a story that inspired other people to take risks, follow their dreams, whatever that might be.
My favorite bumper music we have in the system right here.
Smooth jazz.
Absolutely. But it's a little more. It's got a little more pace to it than smooth jazz. You know what I'm saying?
Medium speed jazz.
Yeah, absolutely. Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neal Ruhl, DMac, Darren McCarty, 4-time Stanley Cup champion. Sam Flannel, 1,042-time legend killer. Spencer Raxter, 58-time eating contest champion.
Legend killer.
Yeah. Spencer Raxter, defending, reigning donut eating contest champion.
Yeah, Walled Lake Donut King. Don't forget it.
That's the resume.
Chased it with bourbon.
Yes.
It is awesome.
These are the facts.
Yeah, these are facts.
What else you got coming up in the community? We're getting to be that time of year, man, where, the cider mill time. And
ooh, yeah. Nothing better than a warm cinnamon donut and glass apple cider, man.
How many, Spence?
The donuts, like the cider mill
donut.
Oh, I don't even think there's a limit because the donuts I ate at Walled Lake, they were more like funnel cake than donut. So it was like
it was donut in title.
It was donut in title.
I'm talking about practice, though.
Real donuts.
The cinnamon run-of-the-mill cider mill cinnamon donut. How many? No, I bet it's like this.
What's the time limit?
But there is no time limit. I'm just saying, like you're there with your friends, and I'll give you a relation to it. So when I was in my heavyweight days, crab legs were my thing.
I love crab legs.
And when we were in Vegas, that's the big thing, like the buffet and stuff like that. Spence, I quit eating not because I was done eating, because the people I were with were bored.
Yeah.
That's why I quit.
Honestly.
That's how it would be for you with the cinnamon donuts, right?
Oh, for sure. Yeah, if I had just a pile in front of me, I could just keep going. They're so good.
They are, man.
Especially when they're nice and warm.
Oh, they're warm.
Yes.
Oh.
Do you dip them in the cider?
Oh, yeah.
Who doesn't?
Oh, yeah.
You're an idiot if you don't dip your donut in the cider.
In fact.
Idiot if you don't. At least half. Dunk, eat, then the wet, then you eat the other half.
I think that would be a good way to cleanse your social media timeline, just a poll.
Yeah.
Do you dip your donut in cider when you go to the cider mill? Anyone that says no, immediately
blocking them for sure. Yeah. Apple cider is underrated.
Absolutely. YouTube chat thread, Jenna Newman. Jamal shows passion. Do you want someone who stays quiet in the corner? Do you want someone who's vocal? And Jenna, look, my take on that is pretty well known. I want guys to score touchdowns. I don't care if they talk, don't talk, short, tall, fast, slow. I don't care. Score touchdowns, win games.
There it is. Results. Getting back to what I was teasing before the break about Aaron, and it was Aaron Glenn, defensive coordinator, who came out, and the first thing he did in his press conference, right? He looks at all the reporters, and he said, "This is a part of the year that I don't like, and it's tough to me." And I automatically went, "Well, there's Grandpa." Right? Like, there's the old sage veteran of the staff or whatever like that, with the compassion part of knowing that the cuts are coming, that it's somebody's livelihood, and to be more, which is great. And I use that analogy because, that's Aaron Glenn. You need that one guy that way, because Deuce Staley, when he comes, I guarantee he doesn't not care. Right? He's more on your pact. Who's going to score touchdowns? Who's going to run hard? But the one thing Deuce Staley said, right? So what got me yesterday is Aaron Glenn came out and he was like, this leads off with the toughest part of my job that I hate the most. And it's just part of the year.
I bet it's awful.
No, but for him to, the fact that he came out and he said that, right? You know that it's sort of true that these guys said. Whereas Deuce Staley, the big thing that he said yesterday was, I don't want these guys going through a wall for me. I want them going through a wall with me, right? I play vicariously through these guys. And to that hard hit running back mentality about just getting the end zone or whatever, that's where you want your running backs coach to be. What I'm trying to make the analogy is that, yes, it's one thing to have former players, and they don't always work, but when you have the correct former players, and it always goes back to Dan Campbell when he was asked about his coaching staff, and he said, no, not my friends, it's just the same football philosophy. And I could really see that and hear that. And then also, too, when Aubrey Pleasant, the DB's coach, took the stand and saying about, a guy like Kerry Joseph, who we brought up here being a draft pick and stuff like this. When some of the rookies' names come out of these guys' mouths, I think it's such a positive thing. But the transparency of the emotions of the real life versus the on the field, that's the culture that I'm talking about to start with, is everybody being themselves. We saw Aaron Glenn say that yesterday. You brought up the fact of him talking to Hutchinson saying, I'm glad you're everything I thought you'd be, and whatever. Sometimes people don't like it. I'm just going to be me. You just be you. And I really get that sense that there's all a bunch of these different individuals, because why does that, where am I going to end this off with? Because that's what it was like in winning in our locker room. We had all different personalities from around the world, but it all worked together, and that's what Scotty brought together. I'm not saying Dan Campbell's Scotty Bowman, but what I'm saying is that he is a leader of men, just like Scotty was. And
Hall of Fame talent helped too.
Well, but of course, you have to know how to use it.
No doubt.
I don't care. You make the sense. Now you start talking. Now you start sounding like him.
No. I'm saying it helps.
But look at all the Hall of Fame talent around the league that never wins.
Right.
So you need the right guy that has done that, and it helps when he's been dealing with Hall of Fame his whole life.
Well, and that's what I always say, like with the Phil Jackson thing. Like people just like, oh yeah, he had Jordan, he had Kobe and stuff like. No,
it's harder.
There is a skill to it,
I think it's
man.
harder because you have to get these top guys to buy in even more. Not only is their skill set that high, their paychecks that high,
and they have the power to shut you out
if they wanted to.
If they want to turn you off, you are turned off, just like that.
Right.
And it's over.
You got to look through sports of where guys leave different situations that maybe it wasn't meant for that. Like I just. Off topic, but right off the top of my head, you look at Johnny Gaudreau and you look at Kachuk and you look at these guys fly in Calgary. Well, I played for Daryl Sutter. I liked it, but he must not be for everybody. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So there's a way that some guys with the money that it is to having them. Yeah, you have them all under one roof. There's one thing to get them to play, and then get to win. I don't care if you have the talent. You still got to win.
No, that is absolutely true. Plus, you got Sergey too. My love.
Yeah, well, absolutely. I mean, anybody who they make white Nike skates for, is just the shizzle. The shizzle, my nizzle.
But I'm pretty good friends, obviously, with the men's soccer coach at Oakland, Eric Pogue, and he always talks about when they have like camps or he goes recruiting and stuff like that, the ones that wear white cleats. He said, your standard is if you wear white cleats and I'm there to recruit, you better be twice as good as everybody else out there.
There's a nugget for you guys. There's a nugget.
If you're wearing white shoes, you have to be great. It's the only way. And then when you are great doing it, it makes it even better.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah, those whites. I gotta buy some of them. I gotta get one of those white Nike skates from back in the day and just put it. When I get the basement finished, I got to put it on the wall or whatever. I have to. I absolutely have to. There's no other alternative. Juices Ghost says, I'm waiting for Neal to drop a fatty 2x4. I have utmost respect for the Woodward heavyweights. Yeah. I lived that life. Yeah. I know.
Oh, we know. We know you were a heavyweight.
Yeah. Absolutely, man. Like I tons of respect for it, man. People forget too, Spence athletic, man. Don't get it twisted. Former swimmer.
Yeah, do not mix up Spencer with easy with anything.
Yeah.
All right?
There's a line of delineation right there. Like it's as far as athletic ability, there's Spencer up here and then there's Easy down here.
Is there anything that Easy's better than you at, Spence?
I don't know. We haven't really tested our athleticism like that. I'm sure he's a better grappler than me because he's done that life before. But I don't know. I can't. We haven't.
You'd outlast
really
him though, from a cardio perspective.
Probably, yeah. Probably a little bit.
That you guys.
Are you guys going to be shooting hoops tomorrow? Everybody, the heavyweight heads will be downtown at the Midway tomorrow between 5 and 7. Then we got that roller skating jersey thing going on. You guys going to be firing some hoops?
We are. We're actually doing a contest, and if somebody can score in the paint on Young Sus, who's our TD, who is 6'6", we're going to give them a free Woodward Heavyweights t-shirt.
Oh, I'd score on Young Sus.
Oh, please. Yeah, dude, I'm driving the lane. I'm taking a charge the first 2 times. He ain't even going to stand in there the third time.
I'm gonna back him down and I'll score.
Oh, yeah. Back him down.
Little half hook over the left shoulder.
Oh.
Unstoppable.
We were talking about your basketball, about, you got You're a shooter.
But
right?
Neal,
Shooter.
I got
Yeah.
something for
Shooters
you.
on deck.
DMac sent it to me a while ago and we never got to it, but since you guys just brought it up.
Oh, yeah.
See that? I got your back. Those are the ones that Neal. Hey, put it this way. Listen, Sergei Stahl, right, was on their way into the workout room. We had 2 entrances to the workout room or the training room, and his stall was like second from the end. I'd have to walk the other way around because Nike wouldn't even let me near those skates. 'Cause, I might do test on them and stuff like that. So they look good from close, though. I did get a couple good up close images. And stuff. But you got to be fast, right? And then when you are that talented,
It makes you look faster.
it makes you right. The coach and the soccer coach say, for all you talented kids, please do wear the white shoes, because if you are that talented, it makes you look even more talented. So, speaking of talent, you know where you can go and display all your talent, whether it's academic or it's physical activity and stuff like that? The Academy of Warren. Yes, summer is almost over and it's time to get back to school. So if you haven't enrolled your child anywhere, look no further than the Academy of Warren. Join us on Friday from 3 to 6 for a carnival and parent orientation, while the bottom line broadcasts live from the event. So you're going to enjoy some games, some barbecue, some rides, and register for the school year on the spot. Come see what the Academy of Warren is all about. academyofwarren.com. Check them out. See you there tomorrow.
Hey, it's Scott from the Woodward Bet Show. It's Wednesday, one of my favorite days. We get to talk some golf and FedEx Championship with our girl Kelly over there at 4:30 at the Woodward Bets YouTube page. You guys also got to get over to that App Store and download oddstrader.com. It's got live scoring, play-by-play updates, the best place to check all the odds and sports books right in the palm of your hands. But hey, let's get them fun coupons. That's what we want. Let's roll with the Orioles today. Giolito's been struggling, 12 runs in his last 15 innings. Sounds good to me. oddstrader.com, Woodward Bets. Check it out.
A ton of fun, a ton of sports, and a ton of man meat. Welcome to the Woodward Heavyweights, live daily 5 to 7 p.m. on Woodward Sports.
At work and at home, we're there with smarter security solutions. Featuring complete automation with customized alerts and more. For over 90 years, we've been the company that's been counted on to protect what matters most, all with personalized service and care. Right now, for a limited time, receive a free video device plus free installation with a new home system. Guardian Alarm. We protect Michigan.
Pulling up on the second hour of the show, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neal, Ruhl, DMac, Darren, McCarty, Sam Flannel, Spencer Rackster. You know the characters and the contributors at this point. On our YouTube chat thread, Joey 2 times. Easy's better at dodging explanations. That certainly.
That might be his greatest skill.
That certainly is the case. Cody, I quit my welding job and I've been toking all day. So there's that. Hey, man, takes all kinds. We support everybody that wants to participate in the show, man. We got you. Good luck in the job market, though. Prag Patel said, what? I'm serious.
Yeah, I know. It's just funny.
That is funny.
Is that a tone thing again? Like you guys always tell me about the tone?
I see, if I say, hey, bro, you know what? Enjoy your time off, but good luck in that job search. See, they feel that one.
Yeah.
Good luck in the job market.
Yeah.
Put today down on the resume. See how it works out for you.
I'll be hiring in a couple months.
Yeah, there we go.
Prag Patel, Neal, you and Jameson Winston have a lot in common. No, Prag, we don't. I paid for them.
There you go.
You know, like I paid the tab for them, and where we're at. Tammy Chin says, Spencer, you need to come up to Heartland and have Spicer donuts. You'll go anywhere. You'll go anywhere for a donut.
No, Tam.
I'm not saying no. What's a Spicer donut though?
I think it's Spicer Orchards or whatever.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, which it is. It is. We're entering at orchard season,
Getting
right?
dangerously close to orchard season.
Dangerously close.
I'm a Yates and Blake's guy myself.
Are you?
Those are the two in my hood.
And then Blake's just took over in South Lyon.
Yeah, really?
The one over there, they expanded.
So they've expanded the brand all the way around.
Absolutely.
Okay.
So there's no excuse to not be dipping cinnamon sugar donuts into your apple cider.
Facts.
Someplace soon.
Absolutely. And in a little bit, we're going to be joined by Maddy Miller, right? Oh, yeah. Our
That's
Lou Lions beat reporter. We're going to be chopping it up.
I saw her yesterday working diligently. I went to ask her questions. She was like,
she hit you with the shush?
I'm working.
Shush, please.
I'll get to you.
Shush, please.
Shush, please.
Yeah, she hit you with the shush.
Awesome.
Real quick, though, and just kind of wrap up the discussion on the Hard Knocks. And I've heard a lot of people talking about this. No Jared Goff, no Ben Johnson, no Jeff Okudah on the Hard Knocks. And I know people are some kind of way about that. And for me, the Jared Goff thing is such a non-story. He's not playing this week, which, whatever, man. Why? What will be the point at this point? For me, and look, this is me reading into it, all right? So this is strictly my opinion, but it's something that I think I've converted a few of you on. It's something that I continue to discuss. The Jared Goff thing, to me, keeps giving off all the signs that this is their guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's the point with the preseason? There is no point. There's no point to put him at risk. He's a veteran at this point. I don't need to see him playing in Pittsburgh. I just don't.
No, and I don't think you do. And I think it's more important, like I brought up before, is that you haven't chosen who your backup is between Blau and Boyle. And I think getting, whether it's either one of them, some first-team reps early in the game, and I believe that'll be sort of Tim Boyle to see what you got. But he's the one guy what you have, Neal. I mean, watching him in practice yesterday and stuff like that, to me, it looked like this. It looked like the guy in the second half of the season more than it did the guy in the first half of the season, right? Where there was confidence and made, a couple throws that I remember to Amon-Ra St. Brown for a score and then to Hawkinson for another one. But he definitely is their guy. He's always been their guy, since they traded for him. So I'm confident in what he can do. Now it's the guys around him, right? So it's answering the questions of who's going to step up. It's an integral part, that offensive line. The fact that these guys have played together, these guys are starting out healthy, and the running game will dictate it. I mean, did anybody talk about that 18-play drive? The other day against Indianapolis, that just being able to convert on third down, that's something that we hadn't seen. I don't care if it's exhibition, we hadn't seen in the past. The fact that they could put themselves in a position to make a play to win the game, and I know it's exhibition, but I don't care. It's just like those little things that you're seeing along the way that is part about building, the culture they have. So there's questions to be answered. To your point about not seeing guys, I would expect that we're going to see it a little bit more down the road. How many episodes?
There's
two more,
right?
Two more.
So I got to think Jeff Okudah's got to be focused on at some point. And that's what I'm waiting to see.
See, is that one of those things, though, Sam Flannel? Do we overvalue that here? Think about it from like a national perspective. Like, to me, if I'm a national fan, it's just another first-round pick that's not working out, which roughly half of them are like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but it's a number 3 overall pick in a draft who looks like right now all indications are that he's going to be a bust. I mean, we've seen nothing from him that indicates anything else. A number 3 pick as a corner, I think that is a little bit more compelling, who also happens to be, this might be his last chance. And he's also behind Will Harris on the depth chart for the number 2 corner, and that's not good. He should not.
Yeah,
be,
but Flannel, it's not the last chance, man, because he's in that spot next year. It costs more to cut him than it does to keep him.
Well, that's fair enough, but still, the number 3 overall pick. He's not just any first round pick. He is probably the poster child for the failures of the Quinn and Patricia regime, honestly. So I think he is compelling. I think it would be wise of Hard Knocks to do a little bit of a story on him, a little bit of a feature, but unfortunately, with the Lions, it might not have a happy ending. We're rooting for him, but he should definitely take over Will Harris for the number 2 corner. And the worst part about Jeff Okudah, unfortunately, is we are already resigned. I think every single person in this room is resigned to the fact that he's not going to live up to his 3rd overall pick status. Is that his fault? Not necessarily, but that's just reality.
Robert Closey, our YouTube chat thread, says, I want to see the heavyweights on the Belle Isle slide.
Oh yeah.
You guys would launch into the stratosphere.
Yeah, we'd catch some air on that thing. that's for damn sure.
You take off on Belle Isle and land on Mackinac Isle.
Yeah, I have to check my health insurance back before I do that.
Looted corpse. We generally might trade Okudah after this year. No, you're not.
No, there's no value. There's no value in trading him because of he's got to work out.
There's no value in trading for him.
I think to Sam's point is that's why, because of the carryover, because of being the third overall pick, I think it's a name that people, he went third overall to that other regime and stuff like this.
See, I don't even think they know.
Really?
Like nationally, I think it's they just
you could
gloss
be right
over
too.
it.
It could be something that we're just way overvaluing because we're sitting here and because what we're saying. But
plus, too, I think it's one of those things where if you're HBO and look. The Lions have say. They have some say in what goes out and stuff like that. Like it's not up to them. Like they don't run it by them and say, don't do this, don't do that, don't do that. Like they have some input. How do you do that? How do you do that segment without putting Okudah under the bus? How? You can't.
Well, that's the thing. I guess when you're looking at it, to your point, it probably makes a lot more sense for DeAndre Swift for them to focus on. Him, or you're going to see Amon-Ra St. Brown, or you know what I mean? So, I don't know. Maybe that to Neal, because what I'm thinking about as you're talking is maybe it's to protect him.
Absolutely.
Maybe it's out of because they don't want you to see.
Because how can you tell that? For real. I mean, Sam Flannel, you're a legend killer, but even you, man.
But it's set up to, see, here's the thing. I want the story because it's set up for success. If I'm there where I'm going to make that different, then I can show you where I came from, right? You know what I'm saying? That it's a different sort of motivation.
But there's no way to tell it.
No,
there's no way to tell it without throwing him under the bus. There's no way.
You have to tell it throwing him under the bus with injury or not being there. There's an explanation to the why, but it also sets him up to make a happy ending. You know what I'm saying? Like, it'll put people focus on that and say, oh, okay, so far he's a bust and stuff like this. But if he's out there playing, maybe it's more of a focal point. So maybe you're right. It just doesn't have the legs nationally.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's it. Like, I just don't know how you know what I'm saying? Put your producer hat on, Sam Flannel. How do you tell that story without absolutely destroying them?
Well, the way that you could tell it, I'm not sure if they're going to take my advice, is that there are legitimate reasons why he hasn't worked out. He got drafted into the Patricia coaching staff, which was a terrible defense. They got no pass rush. Jeff Okudah had to cover receivers for 7-8 seconds. And then last year he has a devastating injury, which unfortunately could affect him for his career going forward. But it's not just as simple as Jeff Okudah is a bum. It's he played in the worst situation possible in his first year, his rookie year. And then the next year he got hurt. And it is setting up DMac, and we all hope for a happy ending. And I think even if he gets the number 2 corner job, it can be presented as a happy ending. And he should get that number 2 corner job. That's the goal.
I mean, yeah. D. Smitty says Okudah will work out. Heard he had a monster hit on Hawkinson yesterday. And D. Smitty, look, like that's what I want. Obviously, I want it to work out because when you look at it from the standpoint of to make him go away next year, if you did want to cut him, that's $5.5 million that you're going to have to eat on that. And why would anybody trade anything to you for somebody that they could get for free? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what the deal is. That's the way that it works. So, yeah, I want it to work out, but who knows? Who knows how that's going to shake out? Ransom says, yeah, you'd have to give someone compensation to take Jeff Okudah. See, Ransom gets, how the real world works. You know what I'm saying? Like, no one cares that he's a number 3 overall pick. If anything, it's a detriment to taking him because of the money.
Well, that's, when it comes down to it, and that's why you make it apparent, why you make it apparent to the fact that you hope it works out, but at the end of the day, what you're locked into money-wise is that you're going to have to decide, sooner or later. Everybody's saying, well, is he going to look better in a CFL jersey? Is he going to trade worthy or whatever like that? Even if you have those conversations, right? What does he have to produce to be able to produce what he's going to be paid for where he was picked?
Yeah, and I don't know that's even
That's
possible.
Why you need me at the right price playing back there, right, where it's I'm draft capital worthy and stuff like that in the slot, because then I could give the rest of the money to Okudah and we'd be all set, but I'm not there.
Prag Patel says, as Neal would say, good luck finding a new job, Okudah. No, I would not say that. I would not say that. It's a tone thing, right? That's a tone.
That was
Prag
awesome.
Patel, that was amazing.
That was
Great
awesome.
Well, hey, man, Planet Fitness is an amazing place as well. We're live at the Planet Fitness Studios, home of the Judgment-Free Zone. You can work out in a non-intimidating, judgment-free atmosphere. Membership starts at just $10 a month. Black card option available as well, $24.99 per month. Yes, less than $1 per day. Get use of all the amenities. Get you access to over 2,000 Planet Fitnesses around the world with unlimited guest privileges. If you want to join, it's pretty simple. Pull in to a Planet Fitness. You're going to pass a couple on the way home. Or jump on your computer. Go to planetfitness.com. You can sign up there and work out on your way home tonight. Yes, it's Planet Fitness, Darren McCarty. Where your fitness?
Your fitness, it's always essential.
When you need apparel, there's only one place to go. Big Frog in Novi. With no setup fees, no artwork fees, no minimum, and a 24-hour turnaround, you can have your whole team outfitted in no time. Embroidery, direct-to-garment, vinyl, and screen printing, Big Frog has it all in all the styles you want. So whether it's a sports team, fundraiser, school event, or corporate needs, Big Frog is your one-stop destination. Visit bigfrog.com/Novi or call 844-4-BIG-FROG.
Hi, I'm John from Better Rate Mortgage, and to me, family is more than blood. That's why I have the biggest family in Metro Detroit. If you're looking to buy a house or refinance and need a loan, come get treated better than family by me and our entire team here at Better Rate Mortgage. We pride ourselves on giving you better advice, better service, and a better loan experience. That's why we are Better Rate. If you're looking for a new mortgage, come get treated like family. Actually, better with Better Rate Mortgage. Visit us at mybetterrate.com or call at 248-480-4467 today.
Hey guys, DMac here at Alta Uptime Matters. Alta Equipment has everything you need to get the job done. You have a bog project coming up, Alta Rent, they got you covered. So give them a call today, 844-GO-TO-ALTA. That's 844-GO-TO-ALTA.
Back at it, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neal Ruhl, DMac, Spencer Raxter, Legend Killer, Sam Flannel as well. Pistons Fan 11 on YouTube chat thread. I'm mostly surprised we didn't give it a basic intro of Ben Johnson. And I wonder, like, if he's just not, like, camera dude. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not, I don't want to say not intriguing, it's just not entertaining. I think one thing's uniform. Again, we got to remember this, guys. This isn't about equal representation. It's not about everybody getting a turn on camera. It's about talking to entertaining people. That's just the way that it is. And if you're not entertaining, you're not going to contribute to the show. That's just the way that it goes, guys. So, you know, you just have to remember that. And, you know, they got a show to push, man. They do, and it's got to be entertaining to everybody across the nation. But we talked about it in the first hour. DMac was at Detroit Lions training camp and, you know, met Dan Campbell and got a chance to talk with him. What was that conversation like, DMac? How long did it last, and what did you guys talk about?
It lasted just a few minutes, and it was sort of like, hey, I know you. Hey, I know you. Hey, love the way you coach. Love the way you played. Love what you're doing here. And, you know, a couple things like that. And just pretty much, he was like, you know, pretty much, you know, what do you think? And I said, well, it's everything I had to get the vibe, and it's everything you're preaching or everything you're telling me through the television screen, through the internet and stuff like this is everything I see there. So it's just the genuineness, you know. What a big man too, you know. He's a big. You think he could still play? He looks in phenomenal shape. So, yeah, that's we used to say, thank God those guys can't skate, those tight ends. Well, now they can. So, but thank God I'm not playing anymore. But it was awesome, very cordial. And like I said, my little giddy moment was that, you know, he knew who I was. So, that popped me.
What about the vibe as far as training camp goes? Obviously, you've been part of many professional sports training camps in your life. And were there any I know it's different sports, but are there any cross comparisons? You know what I'm saying? To like your time with the Red Wings? Did it maybe identify with a team or a time during your career?
You know what? Here's the one thing, and this might throw people off that I use this analogy, but I noticed more of an analogy with the Mike Babcock preparation and the practice, which was crisp. Like the best thing about Babcock is you were so prepared, whether it was knowing the other team's lineup or in practices. Your practices were almost harder than your games. The intensity, it wasn't the fact that it was a long time, but it was boom, 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 boom. So out there, if you've never been to a Lions practice, they have a sheet that they go through, so it's different scenarios at different times, using against the clock. So I was really impressed by not only the coaches out there, getting in guys' faces. You got to finish that. You got to drive that down 5 yards downfield, or way to go if it's positive. But the fact in between drills, right? It looked so professional. The balls were there. Guys the assistants are out running, getting the balls. But it was like the efficiency of the practice. It reminded me of coming back in 08 to Mike Babcock's practices and stuff like this, that it was just boom, boom, boom. And as a professional, you love it. You love what's expected from you. So, and I noticed that because when we're talking about little things, it's how teams warm up also. And I was thoroughly impressed. You got Goff and Boyle and Blau throwing like 30-yard fade passes to, like, it's sort of like doing, as you watch a Red Wing warm-up, where guys are passing out of the corner, the guy in the center going and shooting on just simple warm-up drill. But the fact is the efficiency that every pass was on the numbers, dropped in the bucket and stuff like this. To me, those are the little things that I noticed. So it might be that, maybe a guy blew up a play here, somebody didn't do their job here and they were being remanded from it, but it was the efficiency of the practice. And what I saw is that's how you get things accomplished. That's how you build good habits. And so that was the one thing, that full control, right? And it's not like the dictator. It's that you see he's got the control of practice, but it's all his coaches that are here, there, everywhere, doing different things like that. So it's the respect that I saw, the way the guys work and play hard for him, but also, too, it has something to do with the foundation of the culture that he set up, and it's the work ethic and practice.
Yeah, and I guess because for me, Here's my impression of Dan Campbell. And again, this isn't during game. This is from an organizational perspective, DMac, like you were just addressing. Dan Campbell is somebody I think that I would like to play for, in that when we start practice, we're not dicking around. Like, we're going to work. Up until then and after then, we can cut back a little bit, because that's the only way. And look, I kind of equate this, right, to where this was something when I was growing up. When you're growing up, you have the jobs that you don't necessarily like or anything like that. I worked at a paint store and, worked at a couple retail jobs and stuff like that. And you got to do that little goof around stuff like they do. Like they're doing, you see the cuts after Hard Knocks, like at the end. It was a Michael Brockers that were talking about how all defensive backs are fat when they're done because all they eat is candy and stuff like that. That's what always got me through those jobs that I didn't like doing, that I didn't really want to be at. But like goofing around with the people you work with and doing little, stupid games and stuff like that to kind of take your mind off the fact you got to be there for 11 hours doing something you don't like to do. That's kind of the vibe I get for Dan Campbell, is that he's cool with you, but when we're going. And give it everything you got. And then when we're done, cut it up and have a good time and make it fun and stuff like that. I would want to play for a guy like that.
And you know what? To your point, they got music playing and they didn't. I know that during training camp, Dan Campbell had got upset during one of the practices in previous weeks and shut the music off, but the music was going the whole time. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't taken away from anything else, but there's a vibe out there. There definitely is a vibe out there, and it's go to work, and it's expectation, and that's not good enough, and it's accountability all throughout. And then you see it not only from the coaches coming down, but then the players holding each other accountable, and that's where it starts.
Detroit Sports T says, if you're not entertaining, you don't get camera time, unquote, from the cream of wheat guy. I like to think that I'm entertaining from time to time. Not as entertaining as Sam Flannel.
Kennedy!
I saw one of the comments on that, on the We posted that on TikTok, and somebody said, it's so annoying when you're sitting there talking over somebody like that. That's the point, guys.
Yeah, that's why it happened. Kennedy, Mr. Kennedy.
It was. We had an in-depth Mr. Kennedy experiment yesterday, DMac. You know he's one of my favorites. Yes.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Corey Perez says, Terry Foster said the best in the morning show. No need to put too much into the lack of Okudah and Ben Johnson coverage on the show, as it's about entertainment and not pleasing us as Lions fans. And yeah, I mean, that's another way to say, I guess, what I'm saying is that it's not for us. And it's not. As much as we like to think it is, it's not.
No, it's not. It's a show, and that's all is what you can take out of it too. And like you said, it's a sort of the reality TV show, but I think you can get definitely the gist of what's going on there, right? The vibe, and that vibe, from my experience, is real.
Do have an announcement for tomorrow's show, and Robert Colosia can rejoice. We're doing it tomorrow. We're doing a Mountain West football segment tomorrow. We're going to be
the bailout special,
the Get Right special,
the Get Right. Neal Ruhl 17-5 last year in the football picks.
And here's the thing, guys. Like, this isn't a bit, right? Like, we're not just doing this to be funny and stuff like that. San Jose State head football coach Brent Brennan will be on the show tomorrow at 11:45.
Yeah, let's go.
We are going in tomorrow. It's a Mountain West football segment because you're going to hear us talk about it a lot. And I know, like, a lot of you are going to be like, what? In Detroit? Exactly.
No better place than do it. It's the bailout game for all you gamblers. You want to be there now. You're going to get an insight, but you understand this. And I love the fact that I'm excited. They sent us swag. Oh, where's my swag? And stuff like this. So we, easily bought off and stuff like this. But I think it's important because you will throw out that Mountain West bet every Friday going into it. And I think that is.
So we're going to get the football perspective from Brett. Why would you not?
What's going on?
The San Jose State football community they're on Big D energy. Like, they like the show. Believe it or not, they reached out.
We should go Big D live from San Jose State training camp.
We should get that in the works, man.
That would be awesome. That would be awesome.
Maybe when they play Hawaii or something like that. But yeah, everybody rejoice. We're doing it. And Robert Close says, Aztecs, I'm ready. We've got a big transfer in. My buddy's kid's a top receiver. SDSU. And we're doing it. And props too for the San Jose State people and Brent Brennan, to come on the show. It's something where they're going to feature a lot in what we do over the course of footballs, and it feature a lot in what you guys do. It's been proven.
Yeah, it's exciting, man. It's exciting football to watch. Like, how can you not, as Fish would say?
Joey 2 times. People should never get bailed out. Only corporations. Well, I guess I'm the Robin Hood of that because we're going to take from the big betting corporations and put it in your pocket.
Yes,
that's what we do.
And I think in Mountain West games last year, I want to say I was 10-4 in Mountain West football games.
Okay.
So 17-6 in totality. The bailout special, like, it's not a joke. We're getting you right.
In the football, it was 5 because you lost the game that you bet. That to your 6th loss wasn't really a football game,
right? So there you have it.
Break it down even more. We'll get to it tomorrow.
Yeah. So AC says, "Let's go, San Jose State." And Chef Chris Smith, I'm ready for the Get Right special. See, like,
it's an important time of the year.
It is an important time of the year. And I'm going to talk with the Woodward people and Maddy and Stick and everybody. I think we're going to live video one of these Get Right specials.
Dude, that'd be
I think
sweet.
like the first Hawaii game that I give out, when it's midnight, I'll give you live video updates on Twitter.
Bourbon.
At 2:30 in the at 3 in the morning. Timmy
Chang. Gonna bring it back. Dude, the Rainbow Warriors of Hawaii are doing the same thing the Detroit Red Wings did. They
brought their guy back.
Their Messiah. He is the Steve Eiserman of Hawaii football.
They're the Rainbow Warriors?
Yes, sir.
That's badass.
They've always been.
That is
You're laying money on
badass.
the Rainbow Warriors Saturday night and Jeff Gordon, the Rainbow Warrior, on Sunday in NASCAR.
Hey,
There
they're
you
about
go.
to catch that ass whooping 56-7 though in week 2. Just saying to Michigan. Come on to Michigan. To Michigan. That's my predict. That's my
What's
final
the
score.
spread on that one? That might be a give, right?
27 and a half, I want to. Oh, no, that's a Colorado State game. I'm sorry, 27 and a half. A lot will be dictated by, because Hawaii is playing this weekend, opening weekend. They're hosting Vanderbilt. 10:30 start time, CBS Sports Network. All the factors we look for are in play in week 1.
Why do I feel like we need a marching band music? And Neal starts going off on this. We need to look
Hawaii's
into
got
that.
a packed schedule, man. That's
Absolutely.
they're getting paid this year.
And now, by the way, San Jose State 2 years ago, Mountain West champions, beat Boise State.
Hell yeah.
Brent Brennan turned that thing around. They were dead there.
Who
They
needs
were
the blue
dead.
turf?
So, we're going to do it tomorrow. And we'll any Mountain West questions you got, go ahead and fire in. But yes, Brent Brennan will be here. I'll get with Spence. We'll work out the details and all that kind of stuff. But props to the San Jose State people.
For
man.
sure.
They're
Shout
fun.
out San Jose State.
Yeah.
Send me a 2X.
We'll get you. We'll get you going on that. When we come back, we'll be joined by our new Lions beat reporter, Maddy Miller from Woodward Sports. Will be here in studio. We will be chopping it up. I got some questions about that players-led practice that we'll chop it up with Maddy about that and more. Hey, you guys know. Summer is winding down. We're talking about cider mills and Mountain West football at midnight, all that stuff. But still, summer is still going, though, technically. And technically, the official drink of summer is still the Mulligan, made with Gypsy vodka. If you're out on the golf course, which some people from Woodward will be this Saturday, I'm told. The Mulligan is calling your name. Ask for the Mulligan at your local golf course. Or go to a Total Wine store near you. Or, if you're not in the seltzer-type world, go to it on the sticks, Gypsy Vodka. Still the best tasting, still the best price vodka in the vodka game today. Made in Petoskey. I don't know what else I can do for you guys. That's it. Now remember, Mulligans are 8%, so adjust accordingly. Ask for it by name. It's Gypsy Vodka. As always, drink responsibly.
Life is full of hard choices. We're here to make one of life's biggest decisions as simple as possible. My name is Christina Gennari, and for over 20 years, I've helped hundreds of families buy and sell homes. We cover all of Metro Detroit and more, from large luxury homes to starter homes. We will work hard to make sure that you get the home of your dreams. So if you're in the market today or even thinking about buying or selling in the future, make the obvious choice. Christina Gennari, the obvious choice in real estate. Visit us at soldchristina.com today.
We aren't quite sure if they consume more beer or sports. Either way, the heavyweights are here. Live on Woodward Sports, daily 5 to 7 p.m.
Ciabattas, summer salads, and dip shakes. All at Big Boy. Try a chicken club, chicken cordon bleu, or sunrise ham and cheddar. All on our grilled ciabatta bread. Or keep it light with our Michigan apple, chicken Caesar, or Greek salad. And don't forget to cool off with a frosty hand-dipped cookies and cream or strawberry shake. You heard it here first. Summer just got better.
Neal Ruhl here for Chili Peppers Tanning, where you can join the Pepper Club. You'll get all the best deals. They'll beat all the competitors' prices by at least $5, and you can take a look at all the unlimited tanning options. Chili Peppers Tanning has the hottest bulbs, the hottest deals, and the darkest tans. Go to chilipepperstanning.com. Find out which one of their 26 Metro Detroit locations work best for you. It's Chili Peppers Tanning.
Chili Peppers Tan.
Bucket full of sand.
Flying through the show here today. Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neal Ruhl, DMac, Darren McCarty, Sam Flannel, Spencer Raxter. And as we promised, we are joined right now by our new beat reporter here at Woodward Sports that covers the Detroit Lions. She's not new to the network, though. You know Maddy Miller is here in the house. Maddy.
What's up, guys?
What up, no?
How are you?
We're living.
I told
LIVIN.
you we'd eventually get you away from Adam. Don't you worry about it, girl. You
God.
work your way. Keep your head down and work your way out of it.
That is like the ultimate test. Can you survive at Woodward Sports? Being on a show with Adam.
It is. And
What was your darkest
thrive.
moment where you felt the least amount of hope of ever getting away from that?
Probably when I trusted him enough to take my phone and go through my text messages.
Well, that was, listen. Yeah, that was, okay, faux pas on your part. But, hey, lesson learned, right? We'll never do that again. And now you don't have to.
No, I don't have to. It's wonderful.
Right, absolutely. AC says, I'm going to pick a Mountain West team for the year, maybe buy some merch. So there you have it. But, Maddie, obviously you've been out there at Lions training camp. You've been in the mix, right in the middle of it all. I do have a question for you. And this whole players-led practice that's been getting a lot of the discussion around the Lions, certainly it's something that's new. Certainly it's something that you don't hear about, especially at the professional NFL level, especially during a time when everything is as valuable as reps are in training camp. What was the vibe out there about that with the coaches, number one? And I know they said the right things, but did the body language match the words?
Yeah, it did. I think everyone was, I don't want to say pleasantly surprised, but they knew or they had expectations for it to go well. So when it did go well, they didn't have any, they didn't have anything to say about it. They were like, yeah, no, we trust them. It's their job to go out and do the work. And if they want it as bad as we do, they'll do the work, and they did the work. So I think that's exactly what they were looking for, was to give them, full opportunity to go out and get the job done, and that's exactly what they did.
What's it like? Obviously we know exactly what you do around here, and you're sort of like the, lack of a better term, the den mother around here, keep the boys in line and stuff like this with all the responsibilities. But now you have something that you've earned. Let's not get that. You put all the work in and you've earned it and you be there. So what was it like your first week, I guess, getting acclimated to there? Tell the people what it's like, because you're manifesting your own reality and living a dream that you love this team and the football. But now that, hey, you're the beat writer, you're a reporter, this is like serious business now. But talk about your first week, first few days there.
Yeah, it's been amazing, honestly. This is quite literally a dream come true. So to be able to go out to practice and watch these guys and really get to analyze what they're doing on a day-to-day basis is everything I could ask for. And especially with Hard Knocks going on, it makes everything a little bit more exciting, because you get to see these guys' personalities a lot more than you would if you were just a regular beat reporter. I'm getting to see the Hard Knocks footage as well. So I get to have those different questions for these guys, get to know them on a different personal level, which is awesome. Getting acclimated has been not easy by any means. It's a whole change of pace from what I was doing before, but I'm so excited. Everything's been going great. I can't wait for game days to start coming up.
Talk with Maddy Miller, our new Lions beat reporter here at Woodward Sports. I have to ask you this. Now, we've worked together before, too. You've been my sideline reporter for television, like we do in Oakland basketball on TV 20 and stuff like that. Dan Campbell versus Greg Campy. We've had Greg Campy on the show. DMac's a big Greg Campy fan, no doubt about it. More intense, less intense, a different intense. Which is it?
A different intense.
Okay.
I don't think anybody can match the intensity of Coach Campy.
Yeah.
There's just something about that guy. I mean, he coached my brother's baseball team when they were 8 years old, and it was the same intensity as he coaches those guys in college right now. But Dan Campbell is a different kind of intensity. Equal in a lot of ways. Their passion is definitely right up there with each other, and that's where that intensity comes from, which is awesome because it's that pure and intentional. You love your team, you love your players, you want them to do well. So that intensity matches the same, but the way that they portray themselves is a little bit differently.
Is there someone that you've seen during camp, or maybe we're not talking about, or somebody that you say, hey guys, you might want to keep an eye on this guy, or maybe it is a veteran guy? I'd mentioned earlier, I'll give you an example, is this watching DJ Chark run yesterday and in some of those like off the line and looking at some the reporters and talking and going, this guy's going to be good. He's going to be, an impactful player. Is there anybody that's caught your eye that maybe we're not talking about, or somebody that we have been talking about?
Yeah, and DJ Chark is one of the ones that has been on my list since being at practice the last few days, because he's not one of those people that you're seeing on Hard Knocks either. So he's kind of been like he's hiding in the abyss of everybody else, but at practice he absolutely shines. So we haven't gotten to see a lot of him, but I'm excited to see what he does.
And that's going to be my follow-up to it, too. I feel like DJ Chark has been forgotten about, which is weird to say as, like, the big free agent acquisition. And in a time and space, too, where Lions fans, I think, were begging for an impact signing. Like, I got the sense that Lions fans just wanted to sign somebody just to sign somebody.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what Brad Holmes did is it fit the plan. Clearly, there's a plan in place. Clearly, they're pointing towards this 2024 season with their cap space and everything like that. I'm not in the room. I've been told before, Spence, that I'm not in the room. But what about DJ Chark? I mean, does he stand out in that room, in that group when you see him on the field? Is he the pro? Is he that dude?
He absolutely stands out in my eyes. He's one of those guys that's constantly working, constantly going out, grabbing those catches. It looks so easy for him, but he's still putting in all the work. And I think it goes to say with like a lot of the guys, like Jared Goff, that's somebody that we also don't see a whole lot of in Hard Knocks or hear a lot from, because he's that quieter guy. But Ben Johnson is the same way. He's a silent assassin. So I think on our offense we have a lot of quieter people, which is awesome.
Except for Jamal Williams. Right,
Except
Sam?
for Jamal Williams. Yeah, that goes without saying. But yeah, DJ Chark he's special for sure. He's one of those guys that we'll see a lot from this season, and I'm excited to see him out there on the field.
Talking with Maddy Miller, our new Lions beat reporter here for Woodward Sports. Her Twitter handle's on the screen. You can follow her. What's the day lineup like during training camp? I mean, like, in terms of by the minute, like, what's the run of events? Are they still on the 2-a-day thing right now? Or are they still doing it that way? Take me through, like, the day of where they have to be.
So basically, I mean, I don't know how it works with them doing film and stuff like that,
right.
But once I get there and it's press conference time, then they go and they do their warm-ups, and they go and then they do drills. And then, like, last night they did more of like a game type practice, which was cool. And then they just break it down, and everybody sees themselves out, or that you got those special guys that'll stay behind and do their own drills, which is also cool to see. We had a lot of guys on the D-line do hill sprints last night just because no coaches were there or anything, which was cool to see.
Is that something that happens in hockey too, DMac? Do guys go in there, their own specialized stuff that they feel they need to get done, or is that more unique to a football training camp angle?
No, I think it is accessibility. A lot of the times in the hockey, though, it's stuff that you do off the ice. Right, it's more maintenance and stuff like this. A lot of stuff you get in the gym. For us, it's especially when the Russians came over in Igor and stuff, it was the plyometrics, the explosion. So you get what you needed by doing the jump box or going through more of a circuit than you could. But guys will say the big thing in hockey, right, is one-timers. Deflections out front of the net. So yeah, guys will stay after usually, and in hockey, when you get a goalie to stay out, that leads you to stay out on the ice even more. So we're just kids at heart too, but you're actually messing around, but you're actually working on stuff low key, covertly. But then also too, doing extra skating drills at the end and stuff like this. But unless you were injured, you wouldn't do it, by yourself. Sometimes you'd have to, but you'd have like 3 or 4 guys that would do different things after practice, face-offs and stuff like this. So it was more into the routine that you would do, like the extra stuff. Some guys liked it before, some guys liked it after, just as long as you got your working.
We got a question for you here, Maddy, on our YouTube chat thread. Joey 2 times wants to know, Maddy, when are you going to fight Adam?
Whenever you guys want. I keep saying, like, I am game anytime, any day. I'm ready. It's all up to Adam.
All right, well, Maddy, before we let you go and appreciate your time, certainly as always, let everybody know, obviously, where to follow you, stuff like that, and also, too, what can they expect? Why should they follow? Sell me this pen, Maddy. Sell me this pen.
Yeah, you can follow me on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter. I got posting, everything from press conferences to practices, all that stuff with a little bit more fun things on my TikTok as well. So my TikTok is Madeline Victoria, but everything else is Madeline V. Miller. So follow me on there. It's going to be a good time. I'm ready for the ride. And if you guys got suggestions, I'm always open to, asking any questions on your behalf and putting any content out there that you guys want to see.
And
So
thank you for that great picture and the turnover in
You're
that with
welcome.
Coach Campbell. So that's why, that's why she wears many hats.
I was actually at a fantasy football draft last night when I saw that kind of come across our little intercompany Slack, and I pulled it up and showed it to some of the people there, and they're like, Dan Campbell is a monster.
he is a unit, a full unit. It's like if DMac introduced
I
me
look
to
like
him yesterday, and I literally
You
like
did.
shaking his hand. I was like, oh, hi.
No, absolutely. But I do appreciate it though, Maddie. Thank you
Of
very
course,
much. And
anytime.
we're gonna be deep in the streets all year long. So get used to it.
What an exciting time. What an exciting time. We're excited for you. But, if you got questions for Maddie, make sure you follow her anywhere you find your Maddy Miller.
We'll get you on again soon, Manny.
Sounds good.
All right. Appreciate the time. Let me tell you about the Sports Marketing Agency. They're here to help spread awareness about mental health and substance abuse. Their podcast is called This is the F Word. It spreads awareness on fentanyl and the other addictions that, let's be real, are plaguing our communities every single day. Go to thesportsma.com. Again, that's thesportsma.com. If you are struggling, if you know somebody else who's struggling, Sports Marketing Agency, they're here to help.
Detroit's downtown summer playground is back. Open all summer long, the Monroe Street Midway. Enjoy roller skating, free Wi-Fi, food trucks, art installations, and so much more. Don't forget to take advantage of the basketball court, putt-putt, and, of course, family programming all summer long. All art installations are done by Detroit artists, and it's a fun, safe event from people 1 to 100. Go to deckedoutdetroit.com.
Game is won in the trenches, and our big fellas don't mess around. The Woodward Heavyweights on Woodward Sports.
The Sports Marketing Agency would not be who we are without great community partners like Higuera Health and Carol Zuniga.
It's an awesome opportunity to partner with your organization. Higuera Health is a comprehensive behavioral health organization. We serve children through older adults with mental health, substance use, and developmental disabilities across Western Wayne counties, and really excited to now be in downriver communities as well. Give us a call at 734-458-4601.
What's going on, everybody? It's Spencer Raxter for the Fulling Warehouse in Hamtramck. You know it, you've heard of it. It's the home of the original football bowling pin game called Fulling. Multiple different ways you can play. They've got $12 open unlimited play. We can stay there open until close, have a good time. They also have private lane reservation for $120. You can get 10 to 12 people and have your own lane. You can bring in any type of food you want if you get thirsty. They have a $2 mystery beer vending machine. You put in $2, pops you out a good beer, no hassle, no fuss needed. If you know what you want or you want to make a decision, there's multiple fully loaded bars for you to choose from. So come on down to the Fulling Warehouse in Hamtramck or visit them online at fullingwarehouse.com. Again, that is fullingwarehouse.com.
Coming down the stretch, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neal Ruhl, DMac, Darren McCarty, Sam Flannel, Spencer Raxter, as well as you see the ad for the Detroit's original pickle pizza from Chubby Charlie's. Got a lot of messages from folks that gave it a spin.
It's good stuff.
Unanimous love for the pickle pizza.
That's good stuff.
Yeah.
Really?
Oh, yeah. They loved it.
It's good, Spanny?
Oh, it was.
Delicious.
You like?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
It was.
10 out of 10.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it was.
I'm down. I never thought about that, but hey, when it comes to food, that's one of my guys.
I never did either. And I'll even tell you this. Like, I felt pressure, right? Because they're a partner of the show, and they're in here, and I was like, man, what if I don't? There's no way this can't be good, right? And it was a banger.
It was, knocked it out of the park.
Never would have thought that either. Never would have thought that either.
Blue cheese or ranch with it or anything? Or?
I could definitely see you going that route for sure.
Yeah, it fits in it. And more importantly, I have a question before we move on. You threw out on the sly there a little bit. You had a fantasy football draft last night. How many team league?
We had a 10-team last night.
Where'd you pick?
I was 9.
So give me, who was your, because you snaked it. So who was your 9th and 11th or 9th and 12th overall?
I took Justin Jefferson, and who did I get on the comeback? I think I took Stephon Diggs.
Okay, all right, not bad.
Yeah,
got some points. Is it a PPO league or?
Yeah, PPR.
PPR
I'm in 3 leagues, and I've done 2 of the drafts.
2 furnaces, 3 leagues,
and I'm pretty pot committed on Saquon Barkley this year.
Ooh.
That's
wow.
That's the one. I'm pretty pot committed. And here's
But you're on purpose.
It is.
Tell everybody you're not pot committed because you sort of backed yourself into it. You pot committed yourself.
Well, that's the price you pay to have great receivers.
But is that also too? But if you're going to take a guy, don't you take a guy that doesn't have a good quarterback that can't throw? And Danny Dimes?
Well, here's the deal: here's where the finances come into play.
Oh, so this is deeper.
Saquon's in a free agent year.
Oh,
and it's the big contract, right? And when you're a running back, you only get one big contract now. He's got to have it.
He's got a ball.
Man, where's Rick Ross when we need him?
Yeah,
he's got to have that. Show us.
No, he's got to have it. And I'm
so you're going with the gotta have it.
Going with the gotta have it.
Hey, I like your argument, and I like the fact that. Okay, well, it's good. I guess we got to be, if we're cheering for Neal's teams, we got to be Saquon.
No, they won't. They won't. RJ Grant. They won't be. They'll be rooting for my. They'll be rooting for my demise. Ethan Brown, Saquon is a gamble, no doubt. But again, that's the price you pay to have a stacked receivers room.
Quick question.
Yes.
More durable this season, Saquon Barkley or DeAndre Swift?
Ooh.
Because both teams, they both need to be for the same different reasons.
I think if everything's equal, Saquon obviously will get more usage, and that's why I went that route.
Okay.
Swift got taken in our league before Saquon did.
He did. Okay.
Yeah, and that was in both the leagues I was in.
Because isn't availability for both these guys, if they're available and if they are healthy, then they should have these seasons that we're expecting, right?
Yeah.
All right, good luck to you.
Brandon Katz says Barkley isn't getting a big contract after this year. He's had way too many injuries. He'll have to prove himself for more than a year. Well, Brandon, life's all about timing, and he's a free agent now. And if he balls out this year, certainly at the define big contract, right? A running back big contract has changed. And since we're talking about it, guys, you guys know Spot Track is my Bible.
Yeah.
Right? Like that's my thing. That's what I live by. That's how I tell you Sean Dion Hamilton's going to get cut. Remember that?
Yeah.
Remember that discussion?
Yes.
That was $1 million off the rip. And for me, in this scenario, we're talking about Saquon Barkley. I'll run one at you, Brandon, and everybody else there. They popped up with the market value on DeAndre Swift, about 10.4. They're targeting 4 years at $41 million. You comfortable with that?
If I see the fact that he can make it through a season and he's available, right, and he's productive.
But if all those factors are met, that price inches up.
Yeah. Well, everybody's inching up. You're either going to pay, so you're going to have to decide, where is your money going to go, right? Where is your money going to go? Because the running backs aren't getting the contracts. It's the receivers that are getting the contracts, right? So now does that change because of the different situation? I still think that the running backs at the end of the day, out of any position players, will get screwed because they're expendable, right? You were talking about it. You got 4 or 5 guys. We're talking about Craig Reynolds as, fighting to be a backup with Jamal Williams on, most teams, they don't have that featured back where they have to put, all the money. And there's, you look at Dallas and you look at, do you want that to happen to you with Elliott in Dallas? You know what I mean? Like
right.
There's where do you want the money to go?
And Elliott's as good as cut after this year.
So here's the thing. With DeAndre Swift, I don't mind paying him that because I think he's more of just a running back in a hybrid and what he's going to get you all-purpose, right? Because he's more of that hybrid back, but he's got to be available. So I will, in knowing that, Neal, it's almost like you got to... We always talk about getting deals and spending money wisely, but you will have to pay a few people. It's just who are you going to pay? this goes back to is if Jared Goff is your guy and you don't have to spend the market value on this guy, because if they're your own guys, you're hoping to get them back for a little bit more than they get on the open market, and that's how you make it work. That's how championship teams make it work. So we'll see.
In the YouTube chat that Robert Colosia says here, it hurts my head that we're eating $19 million this year in dead cap for Collins, Flowers, and Tavai. But that's where the clock came into play. Like, this isn't some arbitrary thing. You know, as DMac and I, and look, when we just crossed over a year here at Woodward, by the way. When DMac and I got into this show together and we started breaking down this Lions season, that was my whole angle. Because this was the one thing I was hanging my hat on with Brad Holmes in the regime is that's why it was a two-job thing. That's why they got 6-year deals and 5-year deals, because there was two tasks. It wasn't just a talent thing. It was a financial thing that had to be fixed. And Robert's point, that you were going to take the gut punch this year. That's why when everyone was foaming at the mouth when free agency started, I'm like, guys, they're not going to go down that road. We're not there yet.
But in order to take it this year as the clock runs out and decide this is the year that we're going to eat it, it enables you to be successful and draft capital and stuff for next year or for the future, right? This is a year where as you figure out what you got, you get more of the culture in place to all these guys, right? They want these questions answered. What's Okudah going to be? What's Hawkinson going to be? What's Swift going to be? Is Goff, really that guy? And then they move forward, but they have money there to move forward with. And these conversations, they know that they're going to have. And, it's
and see, and I know, like, if we ask these questions in a vacuum, I'm kind of sorry that we're up against it because I think we stumbled onto something good that maybe we'll have to get into tomorrow. And I'll just tease it a little bit here, Spence. When you start to do this, and I know in a vacuum how this would play out, do you want to give Hawkinson $15 million a year? What do you think that chat poll would be? 60-40 yes?
Yeah, probably higher than that.
70-30 yes? Do you want to give DeAndre Swift 4 years at $43 million? Yeah, so, it's 60-40 yes, but still yes. You see what I'm saying? Like, and then we're in the business of re-signing these guys, right? To where if you don't win this year, these are guys that you're re-signing to good money, chunks of money, that have a 3-13 record on their resume, say a 7-10 record on their resume. Like, that's... You see what I'm saying? Like, you have to make the decisions here.
Yeah, for sure. Adam muted my mic and then ran out without unmuting me. So
is that what it was?
Yeah,
okay.
I unmuted it though. But yeah, it's decisions you have to make, decisions you need to make, and I feel confident with our front office that they'll make the right decisions.
Question.
So
yeah, no question, and that's where it is, because he won't. He's not going to give the candy away.
Yep.
He's just not. And if he wants a good haircut, DMac, where do you think he should go?
Well, you know what? You got to go to Lady Jade's Haircuts for Men, because the award-winning haircut experience is not only still there. Yeah, King Street, you walk in, you sign in, you sit down, all that stuff. But now you can register for a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to win the car of your dreams from Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. No appointment necessary. It's wicked awesome. Big D Energy. Tell them we sent you.
The sports marketing agency would not be who we are without great community partners like Higuera Health and Carol Zuniga.
It's an awesome opportunity to partner with your organization. Higuera Health is a comprehensive behavioral health organization. We serve children through older adults with mental health, substance use, and developmental disabilities across Western Wayne counties, and really excited to now be in downriver communities as well. Give us a call at 734-458-4601.
You don't have to go to the beach, man. You don't have to get your butt crack full of sand. You just need a little chili peppers, man, to get that glowing beach chili peppers tan. Woo!
With 26 locations in the Metro Detroit area and more coming, Chili Peppers Tanning is where you'll find the cleanest salons in the D. Join the Pepper Club for the best deals on unlimited tanning. Head to chilipepperstanning.com.
You just need a little chili peppers, man.
Neal Ruhl here for oddstrader.com, the #1 site for all of your game day betting activity. Play-by-play updates, live score updates, and probably most importantly, the best price on every game from multiple sports books. This is the way I tell it to you guys. Imagine opening the app on your phone. Okay, I think I like the Giants today. You open the app on your phone. Wait a minute, let me go to another company, see if I can get a better price there. So you open their app. No, it's not as good. What about this third one? Okay, open up that one. Oh, that price is better. I'll take that. Let me go back to the first one, make sure it's still the same. Oh, no, the line changed on that one. Don't go through all that. That's maddening. Oddstrader.com. It's all there in front of you. You can move. Split-second moves. You can be out there making moves. That's right. Go to oddstrader.com right now. Find your best bet. Coming on the stretch, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, final segment of the show. Just kind of cleaning a couple of things up right here. And you guys know my disdain for Zeke Elliott. Get a look at Zeke Elliott in the Cowboys uniform this year, because it'll be the last year you see him in that uniform.
Well,
Sam Flannel. It's going to be, man.
Hey, I mean, and he's still gonna be wearing it to where like it exposes his stomach, and
I don't have a problem. If I had abs like that, I'd never wear a shirt.
Hey, those abs are slowly going away as he gets a little bit older and less in shape. I'm just saying.
Next year for Dallas, Zeke Elliott would cost them, in terms of a cap hit, to keep almost $17 million, but they can cut him for under 12.
Hey, he's cooked. He was really good in the beginning. You got to admit, he was one of.
Sure.
He might have been the best back in the NFL his rookie season, although he ran behind a great offensive line. But the running back shelf life is just so short. And Ezekiel Elliott, although he was durable early on, is proof of that.
Yeah. So again, if you want to see it for old time's sake, because I know all of you, as I've said, we've all taken a turn with Zeke Elliott as our fantasy running back, and we've all walked away uniformly disappointed after you laugh. You've had him. You know you've had him, DMac.
I know.
Sam Flannel, you've had him.
I mean, after that rookie season, how could you not?
Spence, you've had him.
Yes, I have.
Everybody's had him. Everybody's had him, and you've always walked away disappointed. Now the thing for me is, Tony Pollard's in a walk year this year, so it's vitally important. So if this were me, I'm not saying that they'll do this.
Tony Pollard's good,
right? But you know what they're going to do, right? They're going to limit his usage.
Yeah, and then Jerry Jones is going to pay him a lot of money.
Well, they'll limit his usage, and they'll get the last bit of drops of water they can get out of the Zeke Elliott rag before they throw it.
Draft Zeke Elliott is what you're saying.
No, I mean, depending on where you can get them, yeah. Okay. Which is funny because I'm the one that sits here and rails against him all the time and tells you how trash it is. But I've noticed he's become a victim of that now in terms of value. Yeah. So you can get him later, but this is the last year. This is the last year he's going to be in a Cowboys uniform, and I'm sure that makes some people sad.
Village bike, exactly. But is there any value left in him? But again, there's so much more value in what you can do and how it's sort of used. And it's where did he go in your draft yesterday, Neal?
Third.
Was everybody
third or fourth?
Fourth, I think.
So still he went hot. We're still somebody still using the Zeke experiment.
Well, that was kind of my thing. Like with the Saquon, when I took Saquon, I was getting to that point where you either got to take Saquon or Zeke,
right?
So, and I felt like people in my league kind of undervalued Saquon a little bit. Just from a usage. What other choice do the Giants have?
I mean, Saquon Barkley's another one. Kind of peaked in his rookie year so far, but when he was right in his rookie year, that was one of the best running backs I've ever seen in a vacuum. So I really am rooting for the guy, but damn, he's another one, gotten injured a lot, and the running back shelf life is small.
Yeah, so it's Aaron Tackett says I got Zeke in the second round. LOL. Well, R.I.P. Aaron Tackett to your
sorry about that. Man.
To your fantasy football season, because they will begin to phase him out as the season goes on, and Tony Pollard will be the guy going forward. He's 2 years younger. He's got a lot less, usage, mileage. You know what I'm saying? So that'll be the guy that they move forward.
He's more explosive. You know what I'm saying? Like as far as when he gets in open field and stuff like this. But it's to your point, he's in a contract year, so what's old Uncle Jerry going to do?
Right. Jay Washington, Saquon Barkley always injured. Yes, but he's playing for his financial future.
Fighting for my life out here.
DMac, I'll go to you. Were things different in contract years?
Not here. Because, well, yeah, it is different, especially early.
Yeah.
You know, shouldn't answer.
Preparation.
It's tough to answer that because it was always sort of slotted into what we were going to do next. But yeah, it is because you got to go out and prove yourself. So I go back to like my second year or whatever. But I'd always sign long-term contracts too. So, but you do have to prove yourself. To prove
it's on your mind, right?
To jump from $200,000 to $1 million, yeah.
You're
know
thinking
what I'm
about
saying?
I'm not saying every day. I'm not saying every shift or anything like that. But as you get ready, you get off your vacation.
See, here's the thing: in hockey, with the guaranteed contract, you wouldn't think as much, right? But when you're in football and you don't working for the next contract, I guess if you're an athlete, it's all sort of the same. At the back of your mind, it will jump in at some sort of time, especially if it's not going good, especially if you're hurt. But these guys are veterans, too, so they're older, they've been around, so they know what's at stake.
Real quickly, AC with the Ask DMac. Darren, with current volatility in the market, should retail investors look towards short-term money market instruments or government-backed bonds with fixed coupon rates?
Well, you can never go with the bonds, right? You can never go bad with the bonds as long as you get a return and stuff like that. So, I mean, it's got to be crypto, right?
Crypto, bro.
Crypto, bro. Bitcoin.
I just found out I had a
Bitcoin.
bunch of bonds that I didn't know about.
The metaverse is where it's at, where it's all going.
Shiba, bro.
Yeah.
Shiba, bro.
Shiba, bro.
Tomorrow.
Just whatever you do, buy stock in the Woodward Sports Network, and you never go wrong.
Tomorrow, we're going to do a Mountain West football segment. More college football tomorrow.
Yep.
San Jose State football coach Brent Brennan will join us tomorrow on the show. We will chop it up, all that. There'll be a championship belt presentation at the beginning of the show tomorrow.
I love those. I love those belts. Oh, well, we'll just have to wait and see what those are for.
Yeah, we'll have to see. Hey, appreciate y'all tapping in. For Sam Flannel, Spencer Raxter, Darren McCarty. My name is Neal Ruhl. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. Well, see you later.